So this is really a video I didn't expect to make, at least not right now. It is literally such bad timing because I just got a new iPhone. As you've probably seen, I just posted so many iPhone unboxings, and now we're here making a MacBook Pro unboxing as well. So I'll explain what happened, but let me just show you this because it is so heavy I can actually not lift it like that. This is probably one of my biggest unboxings in a couple of years. I ended up getting the MacBook Pro M4 Pro chip, 16-inch in space black. It is literally my dream MacBook. I think I manifested this a little too hard. I've been seeing this MacBook on like Instagram and TikTok, and I've just fell in love with it. I'm like, when it's time to upgrade my MacBook, this one I'm gonna get. But I really didn't think it was time to upgrade my MacBook, but let me tell you what happened. So I've been using a MacBook Pro 15-inch 2019 model for the past like 6 years as my editing MacBook, and it's been working so good. I do have a couple of complaints. It is like pretty laggy. I only had 256 gigabyte on it, and even working with a hard drive, when you're doing a lot of video editing, it just fills up super quickly. It's not been like the fastest, but it has been working fine. So actually I was just on a trip to LA. I was working on my MacBook as usual, and then on my layover it just stopped working like completely. The trackpad was frozen, the keyboard just didn't work at all, it didn't respond. So I obviously took it to Apple and they tried to fix it. They couldn't fix it, and it was gonna be at least $1,000 to repair it, and for a 6-year-old MacBook that is just not worth it. This is my biggest purchase in such a long time, but I also know it is an investment, even though this was like really funny timing because I literally have like 5 videos that I need to post this week, and then my MacBook just completely stops working, so I can't edit. But it was also good timing because they currently have a student discount going on, and I am a student, so I got 10% off. And then I also got a pair of new AirPods Pro 3 with the MacBook. I got like $200 off of the AirPods, so that was really good. And yeah, so maybe this actually worked out for the best because hopefully this is gonna make me even more productive. Hopefully it's gonna be so much faster than my old MacBook. Here is a sneak peek of the color. I think it's called Space Black. So by the way, as I said, it comes with the M4 Pro chip, which is a little bit better than the M4 chip, and then 24 gigabyte memory and 512 gigabyte storage. Wait, it even says MacBook Pro on the bottom of it. Actually really cool, I didn't know that. The color is so nice. Okay, so this is obviously what it looks like in daylight. It is a super nice, just black color. Wait, how am I gonna get this out? So scared to like hurt it. Okay. Oh my gosh, that looks so good. Okay, but let's start this MacBook up because I gotta start using it like right away. I'm currently not able to do like any work because I don't have a MacBook, so we're gonna set this up right now. So before we move on with the setup process, I'm gonna show you one of my essential softwares for my new MacBook. After getting locked out of my old MacBook during my trip, I have realized that you can accidentally get locked out of any device, and I really need to be more cautious with my tech products. So this is something that's really good to know. If you ever get locked out of your phone, you can actually unlock it with Dr.Fone, even without a password, because let's be honest, getting locked out of your phone can happen to literally anyone. Maybe you just bought a secondhand phone and realized realized there's a screen lock you can't get past, or you have a grandparent who suddenly doesn't remember the password, or maybe a kid's been playing around and the phone is completely disabled. No matter what caused it, getting locked out of your phone can be super frustrating, but it doesn't have to be stressful. With Dr.Fone Screen Unlock, you can unlock your iPhone or iPad safely and quickly without needing the password. It's honestly one of the easiest tools I've used for this kind of issue. You just open up Dr.Fone, select Screen Unlock, connect to your iPhone, and follow the steps. It works for all iPhone and iPad models, and the process only takes a few minutes. I would definitely try this next time you need help unlocking a phone. Instead of spending time taking the phone to an Apple store and paying for expensive service, using a well-tried and highly reviewed service like Dr.Fone also feels a lot safer than random TikTok methods that's been going around. So if you ever get locked out of your phone or just want to be prepared, definitely check out Dr.Fone. It's one of those tools you don't realize you need until the day you actually really need it. You can just click the link in my description or search Dr.Fone on Google. So this MacBook actually only comes in two colors. It comes in a silver and then this black color. I definitely prefer the black just because I felt like the silver was kind of like annoying to look at. So if you're staring at it for hours every day, I feel like it's just like a bit overstimulating. And also this just looks so classy. Okay, so on the bottom we have the MacBook Pro engraving, and honestly this MacBook is actually pretty thick. Like if you want to have a lightweight MacBook, this is obviously not the choice. I was debating on getting this one or the MacBook Air just because if you're carrying it around, the MacBook Air is so much nicer. But for video editing, like they convinced me at the Apple store this is the best one. Okay, let's put that away for a sec and see what else is in the box. Okay, so we have a matching black braided cable. Okay, this is actually really cool. I've only ever used a wide charging cable. This is really nice because it matches the MacBook, obviously. So just all the papers, nothing special really, but if you're unsure of like what all the parts are, it says here. Okay, and then we have the power adapter. So this one actually comes in white, so it's gonna be a bit of a different color than the black charging cable. This thing is actually massive, like it is so big. It is 140 watt USB-C power adapter. So you don't have to use this one. If you already have a power adapter, you can also use that, but you should probably make sure it is the same watts to make sure the MacBook powers up more quickly. But yeah, this is really nice. So it only has one USB-C input, and obviously this one's for European usage. And that's actually everything in the box. So what's really good about this MacBook is it has so many different ports. So it actually has a lot more ports than the MacBook Air M4 or any MacBook Air, which is really good if you're doing a lot of video editing and you want to insert the clips like right into the MacBook. For example, this one has an SD card input. So right now when I'm recording, I can just pull out the SD card from my camera and put it right into my MacBook. Previously, I used to have this adapter that I needed to like plug into my MacBook and then plug the SD card in. So that works fine, but it is really annoying if you forget the adapter. This will actually be really useful. And then it also has an HDMI port, USB-C port, and more USB-C here, two more USB-C, and then charging right here, and a headphone jack. Not gonna lie, this is really heavy, but I didn't choose it because it's supposed to be lightweight, so I can't really complain about that. If you do want the better performance, like this is just what you're gonna get. I am like 95% sure I will keep this MacBook and not switch to a MacBook Air. Only thing bugging me about this one is the size, if I'm gonna like carry it with me when traveling or just going to cafes. But also I should probably invest in a backpack instead of my shoulder bag. So this is what I'm talking about. Like the keyboard looks so nice. I love the minimalistic look and how the keyboard just blends into the MacBook, because on the silver MacBook like the actual keys are black, so it doesn't really blend into the rest of the MacBook, and the rest of the MacBook on that one is like really bright. So for me, I just thought this was a lot more like comfortable for the eyes, especially if you're working at night. You don't want to have like a super bright frame of the MacBook, if that makes any sense. Yay, finally a working trackpad. So guys, the only thing with the black MacBook is it obviously is gonna show fingerprints a lot easier. So I don't know if you can already tell, but I do have like some fingerprints here. Oh yeah, you can tell right here. So I mean, that doesn't really look very nice. It's not too noticeable unless you look at it from like the exact right angle. Just have to wipe it off like once a day. Okay, so I'm actually not sure what to do with this because you can transfer like all your data from another Mac or a time machine backup or startup disk, but I don't think I have one because they literally erased my entire MacBook and it doesn't even work. I guess I'm gonna press not now. I'm gonna sign into my Apple account. So when I sign in with my Apple ID, I should get like all my iCloud data. Okay, so we can also change this later, but this is gonna be my icon when logging in. Right now it's like a fortune cookie, but I think I'm just gonna do a letter. I really like this color. Okay, so I have actually no idea how it's gonna set up this Mac when I don't have my old Mac, but it says here's everything set up as you had it on your iPhone. Oh right, and this MacBook actually has Apple Intelligence. My old one didn't have it. Now we can also use writing summarization on the MacBook. That's really good. Okay, yeah, we're gonna turn this on. Oh, and then we have Touch ID on this MacBook. So it is located like right here. So we're gonna set that up. I've actually never added cards on my MacBook, but we can do that here. Okay, so this MacBook does have a bunch of accessibility features. Like we have vision, motor, hearing, and cognitive. Let's see, vision. Okay, so it can do like voiceover when you're hovering the mouse over something. So if you have a hard time like seeing, but I don't really have that. This is the appearance. Honestly, I kind of want to do dark mode because imagine like dark mode on this MacBook. I feel like that's just a vibe. Usually I do light mode, but for this MacBook, I think I actually want to do dark mode. Speak selection. I don't think I'm gonna turn that on. Typing feedback, your Mac will speak characters, words, or selection changes as you type. This is also a cognitive setting, but I'm not gonna turn that on. Now this keyboard actually looks very different from my old MacBook Pro. It does look very similar to the MacBook Air keyboard. Like we have the Touch ID in the same place, we have the volume buttons right here, like everything is pretty much in the same place, but it is missing the touch bar, which I'm so used to and I love that. I'm honestly like sad they got rid of that. It was a while ago, but I'm gonna miss it. But I do feel like this is gonna be a nice upgrade. And when it's darker, this is what the Mac looks like. So as you can see, you can barely see the trackpad and like the keys. They blend in so nicely to the frame of the MacBook. And then this is gonna be my editing setup. Like honestly, I wanna cry. It looks so good. The screen size is so nice. Okay, so I'm just gonna change wallpaper really quick. I'll probably make it something more personal later, but for now, I'm just gonna do like, honestly, kind of like this. Or should I do just a color? Oh, I really like this pink color actually. Or this one. Okay, I'm gonna do the rose gold. Okay, and now I'm gonna set up Apple Intelligence. So we have Image Playground on the MacBook. Now something I always need to do with my MacBook is with this. It says automatically hide and show the dock. So it is gonna remove like all the apps from down here, and the MacBook is gonna look so much more minimalistic, and when you hover over it, it's gonna show up again. And we can add magnification, so when you hover over a specific app, it's gonna make that specific app like bigger. Okay, so now I'm gonna do some widgets, but for that we need to download Flip Clock. This is gonna make a super aesthetic widget, so we're gonna download that, and we can also download a couple of widget apps like Color Widget. I think I'm gonna download GoodNotes and WhatsApp. Okay, so here in Flip Clock, I'm gonna choose which one I want as my screensaver. So I'm gonna do this one, the classic, and save. Okay, so once we download it, we're just gonna double press, and then it's gonna save to your computer. Double click again, and we're gonna install. Okay, and then now we can see it here in our screensaver settings. We have flip clock, so I'm gonna press that one, and we can also do like different options like 24-hour or 12-hour display seconds. I think we're not gonna do seconds. So now what we can do is we're gonna go back to desktop and dock and then press hot corners. So I'm gonna choose one corner, so I'm gonna do the bottom and we're gonna press start screensaver. So now when I hover over this corner, it's gonna start the screensaver. Like, that actually looks so good. To try out the screen. This is the biggest screen I've ever had on a MacBook. I want to see more MacBooks. Should I watch this one? Not sure if I should. Okay guys, the audio is actually amazing.
Today I'm going to be spilling all the tea on the brand new M4 MacBook Pro. I've decided, unfortunately, I'm going to be refunding this.
Wait, now I'm actually getting nervous. I don't know why I'm watching this video like right after unboxing this MacBook, but one of the reasons I actually chose this MacBook was because the colors on the screen are so good. Like, they're so vibrant, because I actually compared it in store to the MacBook Air, and I watched like the same video, the exact same video on both MacBooks next to each other, and I think you can even tell the difference through the camera. The MacBook Air kind of has this gray filter on it. Like, the colors aren't nearly as vibrant as on the MacBook Pro. So this was actually kind of bothering me in store, and I knew if it was already bothering me in store after like 30 seconds, it is definitely gonna bother me if I want to use my MacBook for a couple of years. So that's why I also felt like it was worth spending a little bit of extra money for the MacBook Pro instead of the MacBook Air. Like, if we watch this video, you can see the colors are so vibrant. Like, this is obviously my video. Like, I edited this on my old MacBook and it already looks so much more clear on this MacBook. Like, the colors and quality and everything is just so much better. I feel like, especially for video editing, where I want to make sure I'm getting like the right colors, pay attention to details, this is like definitely the best choice. But I mean, I could be wrong, honestly. Now I'm gonna watch this video and see why she returned it. She just didn't like the fingerprints of this MacBook, which, I mean, I guess I can agree to. I don't really see it as a problem. Or, I mean, not yet. Let's see in a couple of days. Okay, so now to the most important thing. I'm gonna download Final Cut Pro because this is gonna be my editing MacBook. Okay, so let's see. Now we're here in Final Cut Pro and I lost all my projects. We're gonna create a new project. So, by the way, the keys are really comfortable pressing. Like, they're so soft, I think, compared to my old MacBook. But they do have kind of a loud noise, not gonna lie. Or, it's not too bad, actually, but... And I like that this trackpad is pretty big. You can honestly go, like, right across the screen with the trackpad. Honestly, not sure if the trackpad is smaller on the smaller MacBooks, but I do really like the size of this trackpad. And as you can also see, the keys are backlit, so they have like a light coming up from behind, which I think looks really pretty. Okay, so I'm also gonna add a couple of widgets too. So I'm gonna add flip clock because I think it looks so good. I'm also gonna add a ChatGPT one. Let's do a Notion widget. I'm gonna do the reasons, so I can just jump into like all my pages. And then I'm also gonna do a Pinterest widget because I like going on Pinterest every morning. I'm just gonna do my home feed, maybe a Mika widget. Those are really cute. Okay, so I'll customize it more later. I will probably make a what's on my MacBook Pro 2025. So far, I'm in love with this MacBook. I'll list my favorite things so far. First of all, the screen size. I honestly wasn't sure if I was gonna like a 16-inch when I've only used a 15-inch, because I already thought the 15-inch was like perfect, but this is even more perfect. Like, honestly, I don't think you can have a too big of a MacBook screen if you're gonna use the MacBook as your like main screen, because the guy at the Apple store actually told me something really smart. If you have like an external screen that you connect to your MacBook, the MacBook Pro can connect up to I think 4 external screens, and the MacBook Air only 2 external. I don't think I'm ever gonna need 4 external screens, But if that was the case, you could probably get away with using a smaller MacBook screen, because then you're probably gonna have an additional like really big screen as well. But if you're gonna do like most of your projects on this MacBook, it is always gonna be nice having a bit of a bigger screen. So I'm really glad I went with a 16-inch. And then the color I'm also in love with. I don't think it matters that it has a couple of fingerprints, and also like you can see dust on it because it's dark and dust is usually like light. I'm just gonna have to actually put in an effort to make it look clean like every day, or at least like once a week, which is probably good anyways because I didn't really ever clean my old MacBook and it was probably disgusting. I'm definitely gonna start cleaning this one more often. And 3, this is probably the biggest advantage of the MacBook Pro, the colors of the screen. It has a liquid Retina XDR display, and the MacBook Air has a liquid Retina display with True Tone. There's some difference and they're actually making a huge difference, because like if you're debating getting the MacBook Pro or the MacBook Air and you want the most like vibrant screen, I definitely recommend just going to the Apple store, compare both of them, because this was honestly like the deal breaker for me. I think the MacBook Air screen looks fine, the colors look fine, but if you've seen the colors and the quality of the MacBook Pro, you will not be able to go back to the MacBook Air, in my opinion. But the negatives of the price, I paid almost for this, which is crazy, and that's with the student discount. But again, I bought it in Europe, so it is a bit more expensive. In the US, I think it is actually $2,500, so a lot cheaper. But then I also added Apple Care, because after my MacBook broke, I will not take any chances, and I ended up paying for Apple Care for 3 years. And also something worth mentioning is the MacBook Pro 14-inch actually comes with the M4 chip or the M4 Pro chip, so you can kind of choose which one you want. But the 16-inch only comes with the M4 Pro chip, which is also what makes it more expensive. So if you do want the MacBook Pro but want to make it a little bit more affordable, you would have to go with the 14-inch and get the M4 chip. Alright, but I'm gonna start using this MacBook right now. I just wanted to make a quick unboxing, but I'll continue trying it out, and I'll also probably do a what's on my MacBook Pro and like a little review after using it for a while, if I still love it or if I end up returning it and getting the MacBook Air instead. But I don't think so. I really think this is the perfect MacBook for me and what I need it for. But thank you for watching. Bye.